Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This T92 is on the northeast corner of Karelia, and he's got a rammer, gun lane drive, and also a improved turbo. It's SoulessSoul, and yes, it's the tier 10 American SPG with 2 marks of excellence. Game has started. 24 centimeters of punishment. 1,420 hit points of damage. That's from the improved HE with no stun. 75mm of pen. Oh, he's even getting a help from the G-Sword to get back up here into a firing position. With a standard HE, it's only 1160mm. But look at that stun duration, 14 to 35 seconds. He thanks the guy, which is good, and the G-Sword responds, so that's very nice of him. He's actually helped us a great deal. Enables us to get into position so we can get a quick shot on the enemy. He went for the bush where the enemy might be hiding behind. We don't know if there was somebody behind it. We can see that several of our tanks have actually, or a couple of our tanks, have got up onto the horseshoe, and the enemy is targeting that area. They've also got a Gonkowitska up there, so might be an idea for him to actually help them. He's loaded, but he's not aiming at anyone yet. Okay, Mike, he could go for the Griffin as well, but he's lost sight of all the enemy except the Griffin. Now, goes for the Rambo instead. 635 hit points from a splash. So long as the shell's close, you can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we've just lost our Future 4, and the enemy did get the Gonkowitska up onto the horseshoe, so now he's probably going to try and evict that CS63. In fact, I wouldn't give that guy's chances or much chance of surviving. He's only got 262 hit points, so he's a one shot for the Gonkowitska. And in fact, here it comes, and there's nothing we can do to help him because he's in the shadow of that rock. Instead, the Gonkowitska goes for the Minotauro and kills him instead. So the CS63 does get a reprieve, but not for very long. At least he gets some hit points before he's taken out. So we're down by 2. And the Gonkowitska actually does take a hit there. Changing position to avoid counter battery. That Gonkowitska, he might be able to get a shot at that guy. He's sitting right on the corner, but he's well seen by the T49. Instead, he's going for the Griffin. He's loaded. Rounds out. Should be a direct hit. It is! 520 hit points. I think SoulessSoul is proving that the non-stun HE can actually generate quite a lot of hit points of damage. But he knocked a tree over there. Now, that might give the enemy T92 a chance to counter battery him. Might be able to get a nice shot into that Kunstpanzer. Rounds out. Oh, that's what he wanted. And he's got his first kill for 323. In fact, 2 enemy tanks went down in quick succession. We're still down by 2 though. And he's still making a nest, which should make it fairly obvious to the T92 on the enemy team where he is. Okay, Future 4. Probably put a shell in there on top of him. Rounds out. 611 hit points of damage. These guys are really going to be hurting, even though they've got no stun. So they'll be saying to themselves, well, I'm not stunned. Yeah, but you've lost a shed load of hit points. But we're still 2 down on the enemy. The other thing about this Arty is its really long reload time. 46.98 seconds is the standard reload. He's got 40.10. You sit there forever waiting for the reload. Almost the same as the batch at 155.58. Okay, he's just spotted that Progetto, who's managed to creep up, but I don't think we've got a shot on him because the rocks actually work in his favor. He's in defilade. Now, we might be able to get the Cobra, though. Rounds out. 638 hit points. That encourages the T95, the Doom Turtle, to think, yeah, you can get him. In fact, the Cobra now is starting to receive fire from other people. (3,192 hit points of damage so far. Yep, that guy's just way too close for us to actually get a shot. We can't loop the shot over into him. The rocks are in the way. They work against us. Nothing we can do about that. Can definitely hit that Gonkovitska though. He's really close. There he is. Put a round into him. Rounds out quick. Change position. Seems the enemy RT didn't work out where we were. Didn't pay attention. Leave our teammates to deal with that Progetto. Well, the Progetto's gone, but we've also had severely damaged tanks. Gorilla 15. Nice target. Tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. Rounds up. A direct hit and kill! Oh my god, he must have penetrated the Gorilla 15. Of course, it doesn't really have any armor at all, the Gorilla 15. And, well, he got the full effect there. The thing is, though, it's a blind shot, so we can't see the results showing on our scoreboard. And the good news is we're now 1 up on the enemy. That kill put us ahead of them. Our Heshbon just took a hit. Can we deal with this K91? Rounds out. Well, we got some splash, but not a lot. It's one of those moments where the non-stunt HE would have been better. In fact, he has actually loaded that. He is now going for stunt HE, rather, to try and slow down the remainder of the enemy. They've got 1 back up on us, so that the score's even. They do have more hit points than we do, but that can change fairly quickly. Oh, unfortunately, it went the wrong way there. Go for the Rambo. And the Rambo's out the game. Only 41 hit points, but it is a kill. And that evens the score again. K91 gets our Griffin. There's the G-Saw. He's low on hit points. Oh, and he went down. He slowed down to take his shot on the K91. Should have kept moving. Fire blind. So there's only 3 of us left facing 5 opponents. And now he's placed himself behind the trees to give some cover. The enemy's going to get closer. They might spot him if he's out in the open. And he's loaded the non-stun HE again. And all the enemies really close. The Heshbon is just a short distance away, but so is one of their other tanks, the Charfuture. We hit the Heshbon, but we get wiped out. And that means there's only one left on our team now. That's the T95, the Doom Turtle. And he managed to get 1 kill, but then he gets taken out by the Gonkovitzka. And I'm afraid that is a loss. Well, even though we lost that one, that was still an ace tanker game for SoulessSoul in the T92 HMC. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In that one, he managed to get 24. And he also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, and the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. His win rate was 12,041, which is super Unicum standard and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the highest damage was 6,301 hit points, beating the K91 on the enemy team with 5,262. Followed by their Progetto 65, who managed 3,646, and that guy got a Confederate. Their T92 was also very busy. He was actually 4th highest on damage, and that guy got a Confederate. When it came to kills, we can see top scorer was the K91, 5 kills to him, but we can see as well that SoulessSoul got 3 kills in that game, so he's actually in 2nd place, and 2 kills went to the Heshbon, T95, and the Batchat 25 TAP on his team. And on the enemy team, they're Gonkovitzka and Charfuture 4, both of which survived the battle, and they got 2 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, we can see top scorer was the K91 with 1,138, the only player to get over 1,000 base. The Gonkovitzka got 952, and the Progetto 65 got 910. And yes, SoulessSoul got 600, actually in 2nd place on his team on base XP. He fired 13 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy and 2 penetrating shots, 13 splash. We look at the gorilla, because of course he did hit that guy and wipe him out. 942 hit points of damage for 1 penetrating shot that killed him. And I believe the other penetrating shot wasn't the Kunstpanzer. In fact, looking at this list, wasn't the ones that I would have expected it to be. But it was, in fact, the Heshbon that he did, who was towards the end of the game. He got 1,359 hit points of damage for a 1 shot into that guy at fairly close range. Let's have a look at the rest of the details. 13 splashes as well, 6,301 hit points of damage, of which 4,942 were at more than 300 meters. 2 hits received, both penetrations, both at the end of the game. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and he got 2 stuns in the entire game, but he didn't get any stun assist on them at all. On a premium count, he actually made a loss of 21,839 credits, but that's mostly down to the repair of the vehicle. He did get the Courageous Resistance Award for 7,200. He got 5 bonds as well, because it was tier 10. And 1,420 experience points as well out of the game. So sadly, it was a defeat, but it was a good defeat, and he went down right at the end of the game, just before the T95 died. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.